A jury in Arizona has just acquitted an ex-Arizona cop who was found on camera to shoot and kill an individual who was sobbing for his life and who did not have weapons on him at the time. Now, this story involves the shooting of Daniel Shaver. It happened back in January of 2016, and the story began when Shaver was in a hotel with friends. He worked as an exterminator, and so he had air rifles that he used during his job to shoot certain types of birds. Now, there were witnesses who said that he was seen waving his air rifle outside the window. As a result, they called the cops. And at that point, a Mesa, Arizona cop by the name of Philip Mitchell Brailsford, who was 27 years old at the time, showed up. And what you're about to see is a video of what occurred next. I want to warn you, this is one of the most difficult videos that I have personally seen of police brutality. It's very graphic, it's very difficult to watch, but it shows you how everything went down, and then we'll discuss the jury's decision in this case. Take a look.
Stop right there! Stop! Stop! Get on the ground, both of you! Lay down on the ground! Lay down on the ground!
Who else is in the room?
Nobody.
Apparently we have a failure for you to comprehend simple instructions. I'm going to go over some of them again, okay? Can you both hear and understand me?
Yes.
All right. If you make a mistake, another mistake, there's a very severe possibility you're both going to get shot. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
All right.
What the?
This is, shut up. I'm not here to be tactful and diplomatic with you. You listen, you obey. For one thing, did I tell you to move, young man? Did I tell you to
Yes, sir. Yes,
put
sir.
both your
Yes,
hands,
sir. Yes, sir.
put both your hands on the top of your head and interlace your fingers. Take your feet and cross your left foot over your right foot. If you move, we're going to consider that a threat, and we are going to deal with it, and you may not survive it. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, young man, listen to my instructions and do not make a mistake. You are to keep your legs crossed. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
You are to put both of your hands palm down, straight out in front of you. Push yourself up to a kneeling position. I said keep your legs crossed.
Sorry.
I didn't say this in conversation. Hands in the air! Hands up in the air! You do that again, we're shooting you. Do you understand?
Please do not shoot me.
Then listen to my instructions.
I'm trying to just do what you
Don't talk, listen! Hands straight up in the air. Do not put your hands down for any reason. You think you're gonna fall, you better fall in your face. Your hands go back in the small of your back or down. We are going to shoot you. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Crawl towards me. Crawl towards me!
Yes, sir.
Don't go!
Jesus
So it's like
Christ.
it's like they were playing Simon Says with the guy. I don't understand.
Jesus Christ.
Why doesn't the cop walk over and put the cuffs on
Just
the guy?
put the cuffs on him.
Walk over and put the
Walk
cuffs
over and put the fucking cuffs on him.
What are you waiting for? Why you got to make him go through a monkey bars? Why are you doing that?
I'm going to give you clear directions. No, you didn't. Put your hands down. Put your hands up. Put your hands down. Put your hands
Now
up.
crawl.
Now crawl. What are
your-
you doing? Go over there and put the fucking cuffs on him. Jesus Christ! They murdered that guy,
In
and he
cold blood.
got off.
In
He
cold
got
blood.
off.
So,
In cold blood.
Jesus Christ,
So
man.
according to NBC, jurors who watched the full video showing Daniel Shaver's death agreed to acquit
What's
former
wrong with those
Mesa
people?
officer Philip Mitchell
What?
Brailsford of murder. Brailsford faces as many as 25 years in prison for the second-degree murder charge. I also want to. I'm going to skip ahead to graphic 29 because this just gives you a sense of the mentality among those in the police union. The president of the Mesa Police Union said that he was extremely relieved with the verdict, although not surprised, and added that the union felt charges should never have been filed to begin with.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
can't trust the cops in this country. This is what happens no matter where it is. The people who are supposed to be protecting us come out and protect the people who are killing us and brutal. It's to the point, that guy was white. And I don't know, Jake, how you feel, but I get pulled over now. I got pulled over and a cop had his gun out, and I was afraid for my life. I'm like, oh my God, I'm white, it doesn't matter. They're gonna shoot me. So this happens now, the whole country's paranoid about cops, even white people, and no one's doing a goddamn thing about it.
Well, look, now we all know how it feels to be black in this country. And they felt that for hundreds of years, and now we're all feeling it. So there's a couple of issues here. First of all, do you know what he called the cop who shot him with an AR-15? Why does he have an AR-15?
Why do you?
Okay, in a situation like that. Okay, by the way, Jeff Sessions thinks they should have more military weapons, the police, and he's going to give them more military weapons like an AR-15. He thinks that our criminal justice system should not be reformed. He's rolling back the reforms that Obama wanted to implement. Okay, you know what he engraved on his AR-15?
The cop?
The cop? You're fucked, okay? That was one of the reasons they later let him go, because they're like, this guy's out of control. He goes and engraves "you're fucked" on the AR-15, and he killed this guy. And so, but no, the police union comes out and goes, oh, he shouldn't even been charged. Well, of course we murder people in the hallways. Well, no matter what they do, we kill them. Of course, how dare you charge us? We're above the law, right? And so, and that was, the engraving was not allowed into court, it was inadmissible.
Yeah, why is that inadmissible?
So, look guys, in my opinion, there's two fundamental problems here. One is police training. Nope, don't take, I've said it a billion times, I'm 100% right, you can see it in the video. They teach the cops to be cowards. They say to the cops, do not be selfish, don't care about the community. If you need to murder the community, it's fine as long as you don't take 1% of 1% chance. I mean, walking over and handcuffing that guy, I guess it's 1% of 1% of 1% chance that maybe he's got a nail file or something, or the air rifle. And how is he hiding a rifle in his shorts? A rifle was reported, right? So how's he hiding the rifle in his shorts? It doesn't matter, don't take 1% of 1%. Don't get a hangnail, murder that guy, he's got 2 kids at home. He's got 2 kids at home, and those kids are never gonna see their dad again because we train our cops murder at first sight. So don't ask questions, don't take any chances. You're supposed to protect us. And instead, you tell them, don't protect, only care about yourself. They teach them these moronic, morally hideous things like, better to be judged by 12 than carried out by 6. If the other guy's carried out by 6, we don't give a shit. He's just a citizen. Let him get carried out by 6. Let all of them get carried out by 6 people. Let them die, as long as I don't have to. And consequences, we get acquitted every time. Every time. And the second problem is the guns. So hot tub, there's a couple in the hot tub, they see a gun. I get why they're concerned. There's mass shootings every day. They report, it's not a gun, it's an air rifle, but they can't see straight. I don't blame them at all. I'd be concerned, right? So they're like, well, maybe it's a mass shooting. But there's a mass shooting every day, so the cops are concerned. They're like, oh, I could get murdered. There's mass shootings every day. Everyone has a gun, everyone. If they reach for this way or that way, they have a gun, because it's kind of true. In America, there's at least 250 million guns. So everywhere is a gun. So the cops are like, I'm not taking any chances. Everybody's got 8 guns. So I'll just kill them and be done with it. So this combination, this literally lethal combination, is what is causing our cops to not protect us, but to systematically keep on shooting us.
There's definitely this sense of paranoia among cops throughout the country. There's no question about that. But in watching that video, and we didn't show you the full video, we showed you the most relevant parts, but the sense that I got from watching that video was that he enjoyed that power.
Oh God.
And in the defense, during this trial, the argument was made that the reason why he reacted the way he did was because there was a woman in the hallway that he wanted to protect. But if you watch that video, he's threatening to shoot the woman in the hallway as well. And he seems drunk off that power. He seemed like he had already made up his mind before he pulled that trigger.
Even if there was a woman behind him, even if there was 28 people behind him, there was so much time for them to leave the building. Why didn't you just get them to safety? In the old days, look, there's no good old days. In the old days, they used to kill black people all the time too, unfortunately. Cops disproportionately, etc., right? But at least they would say, put your hands up. And then they would go to handcuff you. They would say freeze. You remember in all the TV shows, they used to say freeze, right? So now any wrong twitch, and that's why, Jimmy, you're right. If you're pulled over, you have a legitimate fear of your life. Now, by the way, since everyone is armed, I'm not armed, but almost the whole country's armed. Now you got legitimate fear of cops. Oh, Jesus, this is a recipe for absolute disaster. And look, some of the cops, like that guy looks like he's on a power trip. But it's not just bad apples.
Chuck,
it's the wrong goddamn training.
Well, what do you do if you're not the cop but the other guy in that situation? What do you do if that's you? Some cops, you're at a hotel.
There's nothing you could do because what do? You're trying desperately to listen to his directions. He does everything he's told. Everything he's told.
He was sobbing. He was sobbing and begging for that
His
cop
life.
to not shoot him. He was begging for his life.
He kept saying, "Don't shoot me," and then you say, "Hey, look, I can't follow your directions because they're contradictory." Shut up! Shut up!
This isn't a
well,
conversation.
I can't say anything. I can't say anything. I can't do anything. The same thing with Philando Castile. Put your hands up. Put your hands down. You put them down. Boom, you're dead. But you told me to get my ID. This guy, put your hands up. Put your hands down. Oh, you put your hands down. We think in that one split second, his shorts were going down, and he was trying to pull his shorts up. Oh, could have been reaching for a waistband. Could have been. They could have been.
Don't you have to see a gun before you shoot someone?
No, because they tell them. They tell cops throughout this, not every police department, and there's some great cops. We did a story just this week of that hero in Orlando who now they're gonna cut his salary and fire him, by the way. He went in first to the Orlando nightclub shooting and he saved people's lives and they're like, he's my hero, right? He has PTSD, wakes up with nightmares of Omar Mateen, a Muslim radical terrorist shooting people, right? And they're like, nope, I'm not gonna give you desk duty. I'm just gonna fire you right away so you don't complete your 10 years of service so your pension won't be longer. You take the good cops and you crush their souls. I did a story about a Baltimore cop who, after there was police abuse and he saw it and they broke this guy's leg, he said, you shouldn't break guys' legs, right? After we had him in handcuffs. They throw dead rats on his car, they drove him out of Baltimore, okay? So yes, there's a lot of good cops, but overall the training is, remember, we don't care about the citizens at all. That's not our objective. Our objective is to be perfectly safe for us. Be selfish, and if you gotta shoot someone, even when you don't see a gun, doesn't matter. There are never any consequences. TYT membership gets you commercial-free Young Turks. Download it, stream it, podcast it, get all the network shows, and support independent media. TYTnetwork.com/join.